30 segundos, 45, la gente que prende los celulares y miren a los costados, fíjense a los costados cómo aparece lo que no es sombra, la luz del sol, se hace de noche en la pantalla de Todo Noticias. Otra vez lo hicimos y estamos, por Dios, miren esto, es increíble, a pleno con el sol, vamos a pleno con el sol, sáquense los lentes, señores, se puede mirar, disfrútenlo, hay estrellas.
¡Qué lindo, Dios! ¡Qué bello! ¡Qué hermoso! ¡Se ve! ¡Está oscura la playa! Te amo. Se ve hermoso. ¿Hay fotos? ¿Sacáis fotos? Estamos oscuros.
This is an urgent update for the video that's about to air. As we were putting it through production, we saw this emergency alert regarding that the EU Commission, Russian and American leaders have all been called into urgent meetings. Now you're going to see some of the things that it could be about in the video coming up regarding the Russian submarine fire, regarding Israel, also regarding Iran. So I just want to let everybody know that leaders all around the world are convening. There's an emergency happening, total media blackout. They're saying no need for concern. And again, this is a display of what would happen in case of an emergency. Nobody would know anything. The leaders would be protected and isolated, and the people will be left without having any idea what is going on. News. Vladimir Putin has called an urgent meeting with his defense minister after 14 Russian sailors died aboard a submarine. Now, what's being reported out of Russia is that the submarine caught fire. These sailors died from smoke inhalation. Now, this is a very secretive military sub. They do reconnaissance. One of the most secretive ones in their arsenal. They do reconnaissance. They do deep sea diving. Now, we don't really know the cause of it yet, but we find it interesting because things are happening in the background right now, which I feel is a byproduct of what we should expect if something major is about to happen. So Vladimir Putin stops what he's doing, calls an urgent meeting. Mike Pence, Vice President Mike Pence, he was on his way to a New Hampshire event, abruptly cancels it at the same exact time. I find this interesting. This could be a coincidence, but I just want to let you guys know. Anytime they say that, usually a red flag for me. That's when you should be concerned, when they tell you not to be concerned.
With also the latest revelations that 14 Russian sailors have died on a nuclear sub, made people, of course, fear the worst. Now, of course, there has been no radiation detected on, of course, this Russian deep submarine, and a lot of the information is, of course, still unknown, but the submarine has returned to, of course, a Russian naval base. Now, in this time, there also have been many military maneuvers, especially in the Black Sea, slight U.S. military movement. Now, of course, rightfully so, with all of this news correlated together, there was a lot of suspense, a lot of people correlating things, and a lot of people who were worried about the situation that's developed. And there are other situations that also have developed that we should be worried about, specifically the latest tensions that are escalating in, of course, the Middle East, as Israel came out with its foreign minister just moments ago saying that Israel is bracing for the military, for the possibility of U.S.-Iranian escalations. This, of course, as we're getting other information right now from this journalist associated with Fox saying that there are 12 F-22 Raptors fighter jets that are allegedly in the position in the Persian Gulf. This is according, of course, to her. Still have not seen any independent sources on this particular incident. Israel also warned Iran today that it would be, quote, hit hard in war because Iran started to, of course, stockpile uranium again, and that Israel was, quote, even willing to act alone and attack Iran for doing this if they, quote, had to, with Iran, specifically Iranian's parliament's National Security Commissioner coming out and threatening to destroy Israel within 30 minutes, if, of course, the United States decides to preemptively attack.
Shalom, Israel. It's no time for fear. It's no time for fear. It's time for vigilance. It's time to stay woke and watch and pray. Psalms 3 tells you, I will not be afraid of 10,000 of people that have set themselves against me round about. What I want to address, though, because we pretty much covered the Iran and Israeli thing, I'm still going to, give you the little updates. Some, F-22 Raptor fighter planes have been sent over there, in addition to the 1,000 and 1,500 troops that were sent within the past 3 months. And go look at the other video. You already know what's going on. So we're just waiting for Second Ezra's 1533, 34 to take place, and that's going to be the beginning of the nuclear war. We already know what we're waiting on, for the Carmanians to besiege them from the land of Assyria. Isaiah 13, behold, I'm staring up the Medes against them. We already know to deal with that. But what just recently happened, hot off the press, breaking news, as you've seen Luke from We Are Change and Chad from AMTV cover the story about the Russian and the American fighter fight and the submarines. 14 and RT reports that 14 Russians have died in this attack. It's a total media blackout. They're not putting nothing about this in the U.S. news. You don't see nothing on CNN about what's going on. That's what really happened. You know what I'm saying? There's fires break out on submarines every day, but you don't call Mike Pence to come back to the White House. You don't call Vladimir Putin to come back and cancel trips and all that. Why are they doing that? Because it was a fighter fight between America and Russia off the Alaskan coast. And what I'm going to do is read a report here from some true insider. Bear with me. Okay, homeboy says in his report, okay, it says report American submarine torpedo and sunk off Alaskan coast. It says an American submarine operating off the coast of Alaska was reportedly torpedoed and sunk during a firefight with a Russian submarine. So American submarine got totally sunk, but you ain't hear nothing about that. You see what I'm saying? You didn't hear that in the news. You know what I'm saying? All they talked about is the Russian submarine on RT, because RT is a little bit more open with their public than American news is. Okay, after the American sub allegedly intercepted the Russian submarine in American waters, the Russian submarine allegedly sustained heavy damage in a fight with upwards of 15 crew members killed, but it made it back to the base in Russia. I have calls into the Pentagon. He said, I have calls into the Pentagon and to my intel sources seeking to confirm or deny this information. No word on U.S. casualties. So take note, man. They're not going to tell you. Let me tell you something, but wars have started over less. If y'all making all this tumult, you're making all this noise about the oil tankers and Oman, the Strait of Hormuz, you making all this noise about that, but y'all just got into a firefight with Russian submarines, but you won't report this. You see what I'm saying? When it's going down, you're not going to know it. That I was unaware. So now we waiting for Iran they should have been attacked, y'all. And Russia's telling Iran to have restraint. How much restraint? And now Iran going to tell Russia to show restraint now after 14 members of their crew just got killed on nuclear submarines. So who's there to mediate now? The EU. You know what I'm saying? And what you see the EU's taking the side of Iran. You know what I'm saying? You see what they doing. Point is, Israel, stay woke, man. Keep pushing this truth no matter what. Keep going. They try to get me sick. That still didn't work. And they doing everything to stop me from pushing information. You see my videos be off sync now. When I put a video out, they stop me. You know what I'm saying? They doing everything they can. Do whatever you can to keep pushing this truth, y'all. As a thief in the night, it's going all the way down. I'm going to try my best to keep y'all updated on what's going on, what I hear. I hope this is one of my last transmissions. I see y'all the elect on the chariots, man. All right, we're going back to Zion. This is not a day nothing that you should fear, nothing that you should feel bad about. You should feel good about this. All right, the beginning is near, Israel. Shalom.